惠灵顿有很多酒吧和餐厅的选择，那如果你第一次来，你应该需要一些建议吧？那我就介绍我自己最喜欢的一些。
Wellington has an abundance of bars and restaurants, far more than you would ever be able to try. And if you're here on a short trip, you might want some suggestions for bars or restaurants. So I'm going to give you suggestions for bar, restaurant type places that I found and I quite liked. Wellington may be the capital of New Zealand, but when it comes to bars and places to hang out, unless you have friends here that can show you around, you might get really lost, and your best bet might be just to go to the downtown area of Wellington. And then, even then so, a lot of the places are quite hidden away. So I'm going to start with one of my favorites, at least one of the places that I visited the most while I was there, which is the Boat Cafe. So you head towards Oriental Bay and you look towards the water, quite literally. The Boat Cafe is in fact a little restaurant/bar that has been set up in an old tugboat. It is a really unique and nice setting, perfect for afternoon sunset drinks. They have a little food menu as well, and on Thursdays to Saturdays they also have a happy hour from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Their happy hour includes house wine at $7 New Zealand per glass and tap beers at $5 New Zealand per beer. I've also eaten here quite a few times and the food is pretty good. The desserts are really good, but mostly you're going to go there for the view and the wine and the setting, and that's what makes it really special. Another place that could work very well for afternoon drinks and some nice food is the Southern Cross Garden Restaurant. Now that one is on Abel Street, very close to the intersection of Cuba Street. I'm going to add Google Maps markers for all the places that I'm mentioning in this post on my website. So if you go to my website, you'll see exactly the points of where these places are. Now the garden restaurant has a very interesting interior that includes, as you may have guessed from the name, an enclosed garden. The front part of the restaurant is actually set up like a dining room area restaurant, and then next to that there's a little cafe area with couches and things, and towards the back there's an enclosed garden type setup with tables and chairs. They have great lunch specials here, by the way. I had a camembert and cranberry chicken burger at $12 New Zealand for lunch, which was very tasty. Also lots of drinks and cocktails to choose from. They have live music or some kind of activity or entertainment almost every night of the week. Husk is a little hidden treasure just east of the intersection of Cuba and Gunzi Street, a really unique little bar and restaurant that not only brews their own beers but also roasts their own coffee. Very friendly yet very hip and funky environment with lots of specials, as well as a very special little breakfast menu. The food and the presentation here is exquisite and tastes really good too. I had a very good gnocchi at 18 New Zealand dollars and an equally good New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc at $10 a glass. This place is great for dinner and then maybe some early evening hangout and cocktails before you go somewhere else. Mac's Brew Bar was a total accidental find for me. A lovely little bar and restaurant right in the waterfront of Wellington with great outdoor seating. The place seems to be a local favorite for after work drinks. I went there around 4:30 in the afternoon for a glass of wine, and by 5:30 the bar was totally full. Oddly enough, by 6:30 it settled down again as everyone moved from the bar area to the restaurant area. The restaurant I would classify as more a high-end type restaurant, so if you just wanted a simple meal like a burger or something like that, just stay at the bar and order from the bar menu. And this is a place that is perfect if the weather is good to sit outdoors. You may have to come quite early though, because I would imagine it gets full very quick if the weather is good. the Bangalore Polo Club on Courtney Plaza Road. This place has a huge menu to choose from with lots of seats indoors and a few seats outdoor as well. The main reason why I like this place is because over weekends it becomes really festive at night here, and it's probably one of the few bars that I found in Wellington where you can do some late night dancing. So you can have dinner here and stay for drinks and dancing if you want, or you can come here after dinner for the late night party atmosphere. They open around noon and they stay open until 3 a.m. in the morning. One thing I should mention about Wellington and all of New Zealand, I think, is that they do have some rather strict drinking laws and regulations. For example, if you do visit a bar or a restaurant type of place and you try and order a drink and you seem intoxicated, you don't even have to be intoxicated, the establishment might refuse you service, and they have full right to refuse you service by law. They might not even allow you into the establishment to begin with. You are not allowed to walk with alcohol in the street, public drinking, which is also something that I did accidentally because I live in Taipei and it's totally okay to do it there, and I totally forgot that that's not the normal status quo in other countries. Luckily I didn't get in trouble, but I do recommend that you don't do that. The law enforcement in Wellington is quite strict when it comes to drunk and disorderly behavior. I would suggest that you have a quick look at the video that I did on alcohol, drugs and prostitution laws in New Zealand if you do plan a night out in Wellington. And finally, Hummingbird on Courtney Plaza Road, just down the street actually from that Bangalore Polo Club. It's next to a bunch of other bars and restaurants on that street. This one I would say is also a bit high end, and yet it gets very busy at night. I've been lucky, I've always been able to find a seat when I went there, but I did always feel very underdressed going there. The people going to the Hummingbird do seem to dress up a bit more. Unfortunately, this place is not known for its friendly service. However, what it lacks in service, it sure makes up for in great food and equally nice cocktails and drinks. This is a great place to go for a cocktail after dinner or an early evening espresso martini. If you need to give your evening a little kickstart energy booster, this is the place to come and have that espresso martini. It sure packs a punch.